Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel for another Football Manager tips and tricks video. Today we are going to be continuing a little mini series that we have had on the channel where I showcase some of the attributes that I look for in certain positions that take place in my formation. So far we've already covered goalkeepers, ball playing defenders and advanced forwards, and today we're talking about my key man in my midfield, and that is the deep lying playmaker. So guys, we're going to kick this off with taking a look at what I think is potentially one of the best deep lying playmakers in world football right now, and that is Frenkie de Jong. Obviously the youngster's come from Ajax and is now at Barcelona, but I think he sort of, for me, epitomizes everything that you should look for in a deep lying playmaker. He really gets the team going, he's got good passing, but first of all, let's start with his positions. So he is a natural at both the central midfield spot and the defensive midfield spot. Obviously he is going to be a deep lying playmaker, guys, but obviously where he sits on the pitch will definitely impact the attributes that you need to look for. The next thing I look for is the fact that he actually can pass with both feet. He needs to be able to, the deep line playmaker for me really needs to get your side ticking. So they do need that good passing ability. However, the necessity to do it on both feet, I think, is absolutely paramount for me, and being able to pass their way out of trouble, not necessarily always looking to get the ball on their right foot to make that pass. I think being able to use both feet is absolutely essential. So then if we take a look at the attributes, I'm going to break them down column by column, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that's the easiest way to do it. And I think, to be honest, Frenkie de Jong has a very good spread of what you need. For me, in terms of what we're looking for in a deep lying playmaker, you need them to have good technique, they need to have good passing, they need to have a good first touch. To be honest, his dribbling is higher than what I would look for. It's an added bonus of 16. I don't necessarily think they need to be able to dribble the ball, to be perfectly honest, but one that is usually overlooked in these positions by a lot of people in terms of their technical attributes is actually the ability to make a tackle. Because of where he's going to sit on the pitch in front of your defensive unit, he also needs to be able to put a foot in. And this is something that a lot of people do overlook. I have previously overlooked myself in certain saves, and it is something that I've come to the realization that it doesn't need to be exceptional tackling, don't get me wrong. I don't think you're going to find many players out there who have a 15 for technique, tackling, passing, first touch. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to find that blend of player, especially in someone who is a real life footballer as opposed to a new gen. When new gens come into the game, anything is humanly possible, I'd say. So you may find someone, a multi-tool player who can kind of do it all, but at the moment, this is what we're looking for. So I think something in and around the 11-12 mark is fantastic for tackling. So that sort of wraps up the technical attributes. If we move over to his mentals, the key ones for me are vision, teamwork. You can kind of see where this is going. He's very good at them already. Vision, teamwork. I quite like the off the ball. For some reason, I think the off the ball is quite nice, especially if you're playing ball playing defenders. If they've got good off the ball, they can sort of move into a different position and then pick that killer pass. I also like decisions. Decision making in Football Manager is a very underutilized mental attribute, and I think it is one of the ones that is really, really key. Obviously, if you've got someone trying to pick these passes, being able to decipher which is the best one is going to be very important for your team. So the higher the decision making, the better they will be able to do for you. Obviously, you can see that Frenkie de Jong has really good anticipation, composure as well. Composure is a nice one to have. I think it's a nice to have. I don't think it's an essential, so that they are nice and composed whilst on the ball. And the additional ones that would be quite nice: flair, positioning, work rate. If they have these in spades as well, they will be a much, much better player for you. In terms of physicals though, guys, I don't really look for physicals. I know that sounds stupid. The column that I look for initially is the mental attributes. Then I look at technical. Then I look at physical. Obviously, you're not going to want someone who is completely in the mud, can't move, can't run, is weak. I get that. But I think the physicality, the physical element of it is definitely the least important of these three columns. So I will prioritize the mental attributes, then the technical, then the physical. Some other traits that Frenkie de Jong has that will make him an absolute superstar in the future. He does still have age on his side at just 23 years of age. The model citizen personality is fantastic as well. Obviously, I think every team almost needs a model citizen just to sort of set the bar, set the tone, do what they need to do in terms of training, in matches and stuff like that. I think it really, really does help. He's already listed as an elite midfielder, aged just 23, and he has some very good traits that you'd look for in a deep lying playmaker. The fact that he dictates tempo and brings the ball out of defense kind of feed into that as well. Obviously, Frenkie de Jong is very expensive, so let's jump into the scouting section and we can take a look at some other alternatives. So guys, we've jumped into the scouting section and I've put in some of the requirements so that we can take a look at some of the players that are on my Wonderkids shortlist. If you've not seen that video, basically what I do is I talk about all the Wonderkids that are available in the positions that I look for, and I've put them all in one amazing shortlist for you. You guys can go and check that out. I will leave a card to that that will pop up right now and you can take a look at it, but it is a video on my channel. You can download the shortlist and you can have all these players in your game yourselves. So this is basically what we've got. I've put in some of the attributes that I look for, as I said: passing, technique, vision, work rate, and I've put in decisions as well as a key one. As I said, I value decision making quite highly, so even just setting that at 14, you can see the list of players now is pretty low. For me, another great example of this would be 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙈𝙚. He is young. He has the ability to be in your team for a long period of time. He has everything that we would be looking for. He's got good technique, great tackling. He's probably too good at tackling, if you could say that. Great passing, good marking as well. So he can do the defensive side of this as well. He is 17 years of age. He is going to cost you an absolute fortune. In some of my saves, I've seen him go for 70, 80, 90 million. If you're looking for someone slightly cheaper who can basically do the exact same job, look at this man, Antonio here. He starts at Shakhtar, currently valued at 2.9 million. Great anticipation, great decision making, good off the ball. He's good in everywhere where he needs to be in terms of his mental attributes. So again, as I said, a breakdown for me as a player. Can he do it mentally? Is he all there up there? He's 20 years of age, so these will improve as well. But if you look at his technicals, he's got good technique. His tackling's slightly lower than what I'd like. If that was a 10, it's so weird when I look at players and stuff like that. If I know loads of people are like this in FIFA as well. If a player has 69 pace and you look at that and you go, nah, he's not quick enough. But then you look at the same player with a boost and they've got 72 pace, you're like, oh yeah, he's amazing. I'm very much the same in terms of stats here. So I'm looking at his attributes and I see the 9 for tackling. And I'm like, if that was a 10, he would be a perfect player for me in this position. He's both footed. He can do everything. He can even put the ball in the back of the net, which is quite nice. For someone aged 20, a nice little Brazilian pickup. I think he would be a very good signing for a lot of people. Some other ones that we have seen, whilst they're not on this list, let's have a look at this guy from Newell's Old Boys. Again, very similar. I would probably discount this guy because he has a weak left foot, can't pass with his left foot. This is kind of where I'm aiming this for, guys. So then we have a look at someone like Fran Beltran, 21 years of age, slightly more expensive, coming out of Celta Vigo. Reasonable left foot, very strong right foot, can play in the central midfield spot, can play in the defensive midfield spot, so he can kind of do a bit of everything, guys. He's very, very well rounded, and that is kind of what you're looking for. Whilst he doesn't have the standout attributes of someone like Frenkie de Jong, I think he's an exceptional player and will be a very good pickup for that position. So guys, that is where we're going to leave today's video. If you do want to know a specific position that I've not covered yet, please do let me know down in the comments. I'm always open to interacting with you guys and learning what sort of things you'd like to learn about the game from my experience of many, many years playing Football Manager. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed it and if you have found it useful, don't forget to drop a like on it down below. And subscribe if you are new around here to the Hood Gaming YouTube channel. But until next time, guys, take care and I'll see you very soon.